ready?
Can we drink some of this?
Yes, of course. So what did we do? We did find some stuff from Cafe Grancia. They just sent us. I think Agnieszka won the Polish
Oh, no way.
championship now, but I'm not 100% sure if she used these or from Hacienda La Esmeralda. But we have the honey processed Cerro Azul Kesha, and Cerro Azul and I go way back, so looking forward to that. Yeah, I won the Swedish Championship 2013 with the washed one.
Oh wow.
Yes,
an old hand.
Yeah. And we had it for numerous times now. And then we have the super boozy XO process.
I'm looking forward to trying that one because it smelt like pure booze.
Yes. So maybe we should start with the washed one. So, welcome to Standout Coffee.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You came in here like a storm wind.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I just turn up where I'm not wanted and then force myself to be wanted.
I promise you, I'm not going to sell anything. And we were like, we take everything. So, please introduce yourself to the audience.
I'm Alex Dantes-Smith. I am a coffee enthusiast who also happens to work in the coffee industry. And I just have a good time with coffee, I guess.
That's great.
Yeah.
When did you start?
There's a couple of answers to that question. Always been a coffee drinker. My mum got me into drinking coffee years and years ago. She always had like a drip coffee machine, and she was just buying, I guess, supermarket coffee, but the good stuff from the supermarket. Yeah. And then always sort of brewed good coffee at home. As I got older, I started to brew better coffee at home. Yeah. And then some friends actually, for my birthday, bought me an AeroPress. Oh. It's going back quite a few years now. And I fell in love with it. And
inverted or averted guy?
Just standard method, like what it said on the box to start with. Yeah. And then, I mean, again, another rabbit hole, but I used to make videos of other things. Yeah. And during the first COVID lockdown, I made we watched, I've told this story so many times. We were watching Friends again for the millionth time.
Oh, during the lockdown?
Yep, during the lockdown. And I was kind of losing my mind a bit in the lockdown. I tried a few different things to keep myself occupied other than work, and really struggled to find a little bit of, I guess I needed some sort of purpose because I wasn't going out. I was, I'm a salesman. I go out and talk to people, and tried buying a steering wheel to do Formula One games, and like couldn't last any more than half an hour, so that didn't work out. And we're watching Friends again, and Monica always has a Chemex on the table. Yeah, I was like, do you know, I always wanted a Chemex. Yeah. That would be cool. So I bought a Chemex. It arrived, and I thought I'll do a little unboxing video because that's fun. People do that, And at this point, I was not a social media guy at all. Had a little channel where I just posted personal stuff. Did an unboxing video, and we were quite lucky. We lived with a little view of the Thames in London, and I just did the last shot of me pouring the Chemex into my cup on the balcony. And this video did really well, considering it was Instagram pre-video or pre-reels. And I was like, cool. I'll do another one. Yeah. So I did one with my AeroPress. Kind of went the same way. It did like 5,000 views, 6,000 views back then. It's pretty good. And then a coffee roaster in the east of England got in touch with me and said, "Hey, can we send you some coffee?" Oh. I was like, what's the catch?
What's happening?
What do you want from me? Yeah. Nothing. We just want to send you some coffee. And they sent me like 6 or 7 bags. Yeah. I was like, so this is another world here. Yeah. And previous to that, I was making videos in my spare time for kitchen showrooms. Yeah. So on the weekend, I'd go out and make a promo video for a kitchen showroom because my background was in in handmade kitchens, luxury appliances, and obviously I couldn't do that with the lockdown. No. So yeah, and then that was 2020. So then the videos just kept kind of ticking along since then, and it was kind of one of those things I always said, it's got to be fun. Yeah. If it stops being fun, I stop doing it. So I don't do I think I've done one paid promotion
Yeah.
on my channel.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It was so stressful. So never again.
No.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? Like never again? I think it's like kind of cringe when they forced people into actually not lie.
Yeah.
And write that this was paid. I think it kind of course it works out, but it's kind of killed the, because you know there one part of them are lying.
Yeah.
Like, do you really love this product this much? But it works out.
That's exactly right.
It works out. It reaches your audience or their audience, and I don't know how it works as a company. We don't do it, but no one approaches us either. So
yeah, I think the one I did was not even coffee. It was a tea press.
Yeah,
and very nice product, but I had no experience with it before. They came to me, and that was it. I think if I was ever going to consider like paid content, it would have to be within the agreement that I've used the product before and I already like it, and people have to know I already like it, and then maybe it seems okay. Yeah. But even then, I'd rather be paid to do something on someone else's channel. Yeah. Which is kind of like
that's better.
Probably some of the other videos I do. Yeah.
And we are probably missing out like millions of dollars here, like because we are like we don't do paid stuff. Like,
and look, everyone's different, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has their right if they want to do it. I don't watch other people's paid content and go, "Oh, you've been paid, so therefore you would say that."
It's a work.
It's some people do it for a living, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to make the money.
When you talk about it, I don't see it that much in the coffee Instagram world. Actually, could be more.
Not a ton. There is definitely some of it. Yeah. But it's not. I genuinely think that most people that do coffee content do it because they just love coffee. Yeah. Everyone I know that does it, they're just coffee nerds, more so than I am. You know, they just want to have a chance to try some cool gear that maybe they'll get for free in exchange for a video. Roasters, there's some really generous coffee roasters out there that will just say, "Hey, we've got a new coffee. Can we send it?" It's. I mean, that's the best bit. Yeah. So I genuinely think can you call coffee content creation an industry? I guess you can. In that world, people genuinely are just fans. Yeah. Yeah.
And we are lucky enough to have a huge repost conversion, something called, I don't know. Like there's a lot of people reposting and posting about us, which we kind of made a thing out of to repost most of the stuff that we find on Instagram, and we tag it with their country, or because we're very proud of that we actually ship coffee now to 77 countries in like 2 years. Wild, it's kind of wild, and I think it's part of the brand building on Instagram. Especially Alexander is doing the hard work there, like finding where they're located and just repost, and I think people kind of learn now if they put good stuff up, we repost it, and we maybe have a few more followers than the general people going around. So I also think it's super nice to go into and see like all the stories of where everything has been drank.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool,
and it's free content. For you guys.
Yeah,
and and
it's amazing. It's like a community thing, and for our business, of course, it's great. And it's like these kind of small, I know it's called in English, but like rings on the water kind of thing, like spreads around the world now.
The ripple effect.
Yeah, the ripple effect. That's a nice word.
We had a ripple effect ourselves, right?
Yes.
I knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, sitting here with the microphone.
Because you were here for a meeting like right next door.
Just around the corner,
for the museum or the Nordiska or whatever it was. Because we talked briefly, we said when we were about to start this, you have like 3 hats. And then you said you were a drummer, so
that's my old fourth hat. It's getting like dusty in the cupboard.
So we mentioned your kind of Instagram or whatever social media video, because you have a lot, like considered quite a lot of followers on Instagram now. I think it's like 30K or something.
31.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We just turned from over 10K, which was nice. So
that's a nice milestone. Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah,
it's great.
And now it's going now it's 10.5, which was like just 2 weeks ago or something. So I think hopefully we're give us a year. Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah, I think it's as long as it's like organic growth, then it's great,
then it's
and
great.
which is what you have, and that's why I think that's why mine took, it's 4 years to get to this point. But when you look at my channel, I've got like 5,500 posts because it's my personal account as well from day one of Instagram.
But if you stalk other accounts, I don't know if you can see it somewhere, probably you can, but a lot of accounts that I've been involved in had like a rapid growth until like a year or two pre-pandemic. And because I think there was a time on Instagram everyone's followed everyone kind of thing.
Yes, right.
So we saw a lot of growth. And now for those who actually grew, it's all about like good content.
Yeah.
There's no like secret sauce. It's just like you need someone creative that can be able to take nice photos, preferably videos, and maybe write stuff.
Yep.
And if you can't write anymore, you can just generate it. But like the genuine video or photo thing that's it.
Yeah, I think definitely I've seen massive change in it. Yeah. Like when I first started doing it, I wanted to do video, but I didn't want to do long form video. So YouTube wasn't the answer for me.
No.
And really Instagram was the wrong answer for me, but I think they let you put a minute long video, and that was about it. That's what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got into going from using my phone. Yeah. Then I invested in a Fuji camera, and then I was like, this isn't this. I want to go another level, and I got a mirrorless Nikon camera, and it got a bit out of hand. Yeah. And now I've stripped it all the way back, and I use my phone again.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can go film, edit, clip.
I know.
10 minutes.
I still have, even though I have a nice iPhone, I have like this. I can see, and it disturbs me like when it's like a shot on a phone. I miss the objective and like everything. And now I think we do Adobe. I think it's called Adobe Rush.
Yep.
And
that's
they are
mobile app, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but they on desktop it's really good for editing. Like stand-up videos or whatever it's called, like
portrait
portrait
aspect,
yeah. Because I never had like the time and to go into like Premiere and stuff, because I was just like it's a
whole thing.
Yeah, I tried it out, but it was just too much. So when I used iMovie for a long time, but when I started recording like these podcasts, we record it in I think it's 4K, and then I can go in and do portrait mode, like jumping back and forth in the video. So it looks kind of like we have two cameras, but it's just fake.
Yeah, but because you filmed at high quality, it's easy to do it. Yeah, it's great.
And it's a nice, efficient way of making good content. And Adobe Rush, recommend it. It's sweet. And
I used Premiere for a long time on my laptop, and it's good if you want to get really really into it, like sound effects and things like that. But like we said before, that world has changed, and what you need to do has changed. And like sometimes one simple shot of one product and that's it, or a little voiceover. I think people also appreciate real content as well. Like I've done a few where it's just me talking. I've done really well.
But we actually downloaded and I think paid a little bit for these for one of these like caption apps. That put the captions in for you, and they can just go in and edit, like Gesha is not spelled with I, or not, at least not for us, and Oscar with K and stuff like that. And I think that helped a lot, and it's really, 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 really good.
Nice.
Did you have the
I'm ready. It's time. The boozy one.
Yeah, but this is a competition, winning coffee.
Dang,
this is how you win
more boozy after brewing it.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But it doesn't. It tastes a lot, but it's not. It doesn't have that all out.
Oh yeah.
I think this is good.
This is
like
I think
super high acidity.
Right.
Super high, like these, almost like wine gummy flavors, and you got wine gummy, pineapple maybe. It's a good coffee.
Mouth noises.
Yes. It's very expensive though. That's the sad part, but it will.
You know it's going to be expensive when there's that much writing on the bag.
Yes. That's true. So, okay, you came in here because you want to drink a cup of coffee, but you also had your fellow hat on you.
I literally was wearing a fellow hat that day. I came in because I just wanted to buy some coffee, and you wouldn't let me, and you gave it to me. So That was nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because it was, you talked about the pandemic, you watched Friends, you bought a Chemex,
Yep.
and then when did Fellow came in the
So
picture?
I've had I'm a fan of the brand first and foremost. I bought the Fellow the Staggy KG, the famous Fellow kettle back in 2020.
Yeah.
And it was a natural stepping stone after my Chemex arrived.
How to pour this.
Yeah. So so I invested in that, but actually before that product arrived, I'd already backed the Kickstarter for the Ode.
Yeah.
And I had a little the little yellow golden hour, we called it golden hour Carter mug. So I was already into it with the brand anyway. But yeah, did invest in the kettle, backed the Kickstarter, and then at the time I was working for a company called Ember that makes a temperature control coffee mug. Yep. So I was there for 3 years.
Oh.
Kind of launched them in Europe. And I started to be like, right, what other brands do I like? Because I was there because I wanted to work there. I found the product and I literally sent them an email in all caps. I love the product, give me a job. And eventually they got fed up with my emails and answered.
That's amazing.
And I'm a firm believer, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I asked and got, and that was great. And that set me off on a different journey, work. And then I got into the sort of startup world a little bit with that. And I was a big fan of Fellow, and I had some videos out there with the products, and I just shot an email to Jake, the founder. Yeah. I was like, hey Jake, you might know me from this video. Big fan, here's what I do, my day job. Can we do something? And was also aware that they didn't have a big presence in like general retail in Europe, just in the coffee industry. And so that was like late 2020 when I first connected with them, but nothing actually happened until 2 years later. And then so I think next week I'll be 2 years at Fellow. And
you're the only one in Europe, or you're like
only person in Europe. So I'm head of European retail.
Yes.
And then we have a really cool little international team at Fellow. Obviously, US is huge for us, but we're big everywhere. We're in a lot of countries, and but the little international team is like a small, lean team, and it's nice for me because I'm part of a team now. Whereas at Ember, I was just me, and it's great fun. And so we have someone. My buddy Caroline in the office in California. She looks after our wholesale coffee industry business, and then I look after retail, and it's all it all helps each other, and it's kind of good fun. And I get to come and meet with retailers here in Stockholm, but then I also come and see coffee roasters as well. It's super fun. And so it's been quite an interesting path to this point with them.
Because now you can buy Fellow from all sorts of people.
A lot of places.
A lot of places, right?
Yeah. It's even here in Stockholm as of last week.
Yeah. And maybe from us in the future. I don't know.
Maybe, well.
Where it ends up. You had so much nice products. Is there anything that you showed me that you can share?
There's one thing I did show you that I can't share.
Yes.
Definitely. But there's always something new coming from Fellow. Yeah. There's always something exciting.
But who's kind of the lead designer? Because they're so minimalistic in one way. They super nice lines and I'm a big fan of texture when it comes to espresso and the tactile experience of feeling stuff, even though I drink stuff. But for me, Fellow has such a nice tactile touch to it, the coating and everything. It's just
the original. Obviously, the original style with the Stag kettle is from Jake, the founder. It came from him, and I think everything we do now is kind of an evolution of that product.
Yes.
That matte finish is kind of what we're known for, and So yeah, everything still keeps that. Like I look at the Ode grinder and I go, well, that looks like Fellow.
Yeah.
And so does the kettle, and so do all the other products. So I think everybody that's involved in product development now understands kind of the brand image and the message of Fellow, and where we introduce new products, it still has to be obviously a Fellow product. Down to having like the scale, for example, tally scale. That looks like a Fellow product to me. It's got the same knob, and where the screen would normally be on the kettle base, it's another button.
Yes.
It's not everyone's taste, that product. It's actually been quite a polarizing opinions on that one. But the plate, the sort of weighing plate is the base of the kettle, and the rest of it, and I get it. And together they look great.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess it's probably classed as a team effort now, because there's 112 people now at Fellow.
Wow.
So yeah, different, but yeah, it all came from that original.
Yeah.
That original kettle.
Yeah. And you're talking about the secret product. No, we shouldn't talk too much about it. If you mention it, I can edit the video. But you're going to the London Coffee Festival.
Yep.
And you're also coming to the Nordic Coffee Fest next week.
Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah. What's your schedule there?
They're going to let me talk on stage. Yeah, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though. I'm going to do a little 30-minute talk about what this is actually good practice. Home baristas and like the world of coffee content. And so yeah, and then we have our local distributor, Espresso Gear. They'll be there with our products, so a chance to meet with them and also be with them to talk Fellow to people and see who's, it's really interesting to come to a market that maybe we haven't spent a lot of time in as a team and have a look at what people are looking at, what are they interested in, what color sells best here, what is the thing that's attracting people's attention. So I think the coffee festivals are really a good gauge of that. Very different to housewares festivals, but
I hope it's going to be great. We're like a huge team of judges.
Yeah,
or our like WhatsApp group of judges.
Because it's the Roasters Championship, right?
I should know this.
You really should.
It's not the Roasters, I think. It's latte art, barista definitely, brewers definitely, and probably.
I thought I saw online that there was something to do with the roasting championship as well.
Yeah, we're gonna compete in that.
There you go.
But now we talk. Oh, sorry, I'm mixing this up. Now we're talking about the Nordic Coffee.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
the week after is the championships.
Got it.
Yes, so we are involved. Veronica and Alex is going down. We roasted some amazing coffees, and I think it's going to be a great fun because there was a lot of roasters involved, and hopefully it would be like a huge blind cupping or tasting or whatever, and the best coffee wins. I think
you'd like to think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Nice.
But I think it's interesting because it's like when to roast for these kind of stuff and how to roast it. What is considered washed? That's a nice question.
What is considered washed? That's a little TED talk there.
Yeah. What's considered washed? And we got a super nice coffee sent to us that I think everyone's is roasting. So it will be a nice discussion on like different roasters approach on different machines and stuff like that. And I just have too much family miss out. So Alexander and Veronica will go.
Got it.
I also got invited to Oslo the week after the Swedish Championship as a judge. But no, I think it's going to be like 4 days now of the Swedish Championship with calibrations and then 3 days of competing. And but I do love the judging aspect of it. It like really challenge you, and there's so many experienced baristas judges coming in now that you can learn from.
Right. And
even though I've been competing for many years, there was a few years ago I was competing. I think I stopped like 16 or something. But I've been judging back and forth now. This is my third year, and it's great.
Nice.
It's quite annoying not annoying, but we have a few baristas competing on our coffees. So that is like, anyone have conflict of interest, whatever it's called? And it's like, yes.
Definitely, yeah.
So
hard not to though, surely.
But in latte art is fine. And yeah, we have a few in brewers and barista, but they have good rules for it, and I'm out of it when they come here, which is quite nice.
Nice.
Because they have so many questions.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm judging. I'm out of here. So that's good. So you're doing something way better for London Coffee Festival.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool little project. Yeah, so they got in touch about doing Top Jaw. You know Top Jaw, the restaurant review guys they do like really cool YouTube videos where they go to cities and do like a tour of where you should eat and drink. And then they started this series on TikTok, I think it was, originally, where they interview chefs around London, ask them for their recommendations for other restaurants, like their favourite place to go, post-service, stuff like that. And it blew up big time for them, and I love watching them. And then London Coffee Festival were like, we want to do like a Top Jaw style thing. Me interviewing different coffee shop either owners or baristas or roasters. So we spent 4 days at the end of last year out and about in London interviewing some super cool people from all different parts of London, all sorts of different companies in coffee.
And they all have to recommend someone else?
Yeah, so everyone...
It's kind of like this disloyalty card thing that was going on for
that's
a while.
right.
Yeah, that's
so what's your favourite coffee shop? You can't say your own.
Yeah. I love that.
And we had places like Dark Arts Coffee and Ozone and Origin and some real big names around London, but also some smaller independent ones as well, like Hideaway Coffee, which is a super cool tiny little coffee shop in central London. Really interesting conversation there. It was really good fun for me. I learnt a lot, met a lot of cool people, and I'm a salesman, so I'm also good. Like I like to network. Yeah. So I've made some new friends out of this as well. Amazing. And so we're going to continue working together. So there'll be obviously a lot going on at London Coffee Festival itself in April. Probably me running around with a microphone asking people questions, which should be good fun. Yeah. And hopefully maybe even interviewing some people on. They have the lab stage at London Coffee Fest. So maybe some interesting people will be up on stage for a chat as well. That's great. But that's kind of been one of the big results out of doing the Instagram account. Just having a passion for coffee, and every now and then something really cool comes along. Cool. Great experience. I had such a good time, and honestly it was so nice not to have to edit the videos. Just turn up, talk, go home. But then you have microphone connected to phone. So they brought some nice. They filmed everything on the phone, but they brought also the camera and like a serious microphone. Okay, cool. So the audio quality is great, super crisp. It's very nice. That's nice. Better than the camera quality. But So, but I think that is, if you're gonna put money into one thing, put it into audio. I think so too. Yeah, because like the screens are so small, and I think people are like overextending with like high quality stuff. Of course, maybe it's good if it's not out of focus, but like still people just listen to stuff. And we see that on Spotify as well when we transition into that. Like, because we started this podcast on YouTube as a video thing, but view wise, it like 10 times on Spotify, which is amazing. I think the thing is that not that many people have YouTube Premium. That's right. I tried it out for a while, and it's nice, but I just started watching crap. But it's nice that you can actually, a simple thing as you can turn on off the phone and just keep hearing the sound of the video on YouTube, exactly like you do on Spotify. But you pay for Spotify, so you get what you pay for. Yeah, right. And now Spotify has good video stuff going on. It's great. And like you said, audio quality is what you expect on Spotify. Yes. And I reckon a lot of people do put it in their pocket and listen. Yes. Even when it's a video podcast, I think. Yeah. I don't think. And watching us for like an hour now, it's like I'm fine just listening. I look like this, so I'm more of a behind the camera guy. Well, I used to be anyway. So, London. Yeah. I hope I can go there. Yeah, because if you go, I'll be interviewing you. Yes, hopefully. That would be amazing. Yeah. Because there's another thing colliding in the States, right? Yeah, this is quite annoying. The SEA Expo is the same weekend. Just that small show they do over there every year. So the last this year and last year, they clashed. I obviously would like to be at both. Fellow is one of the biggest brands at the US show. Huge stand there. Would really love to go and be. I've been there, been to the show, but it was before I joined Fellow, so I've seen the scope that they have there. I'd just love to be like part of that, chatting to people and getting excited about it. But I have it on good authority that next year they won't clash. Oh, so maybe I will get to do both.
So maybe Alexander. He's half American, so he can easily get into the country. Yeah, so he will go. We have the same thing in Sweden. I don't know how big Midsummer celebration is outside of Sweden, but it's like Christmas and Midsummer. That's the two biggest, and we eat the same stuff. But that's what we do. I think in the UK, that's
where the people go and dance around Stonehenge.
Yeah. Oh, they go to Stonehenge.
Yeah, I think so. I might be wrong. There's definitely a couple of times in the year that
we also dance around. Like I don't know. We can get into that later, but. That always is on the same weekend as the Worlds. Always.
Got it.
So, and my wife and kids are like Midsummer, most important weekend. And I'm like World Championship, barista, most important. So, I don't know. I went to Greece this summer and I think don't tell her, but I think I'll go to the Worlds again. It would be nice. Because it's nice. So nice. Like, there's so many producers now coming to the shows. Which I think we are a small part of, like, getting their names out. And they thank us for that. But also to kind of meet them and talk about what they do. And they're thankful for what we do. And it's
a people industry, I think. I always remember, like, thinking, I'm going back years and years, but like you have the realization that people actually want to buy from good people. Yes. They want to work with good people, and when they're not, when it's hard to deal with someone, well, go and deal with someone else because it's just not worth the hassle, I think. So I like to think that I get to deal with some really nice people. Yeah. Currently not dealing with anyone that isn't nice, which is great. But that's good. It is important, I think. So important, especially in coffee where you're buying a physical product that they've grown. Like, it's not just here's a coffee grinder like that I made. Here's actually something I've grown from the land that's got my name on it. Like you want to deal with those people.
So we should definitely book an interview then in London. Is it at Old Truman Brewery?
It's at Truman Brewery, yes.
It was so hot last time I was there.
Yeah, it gets hot in there, I'm trying to think when I first went, like 2021 or 2020, something like that.
Poor people competing with like ice-based stuff.
Yeah, right, because they do the Coffee Masters. Yeah. And I don't fancy that. No, it does get warm in there.
Yes.
But you can, which is weird for the UK because April is usually quite wet and cold. Yeah. And everyone comes to the UK for the cold.
That's good. So to wrap this up, where do people find you?
That's a good question. Yeah. For business inquiries, LinkedIn or I'm on there. Yeah. For coffee videos, it's at Alex Dantes-Smith. 2 S's.
Yeah. We'll link everything or whatever it is.
Yeah, you do the links. Yeah, no one's going to remember me saying it. They'll just go on the links. But Instagram's our main thing. Yeah, even if they want to get in touch about Fellow, just come through Instagram.
Great.
That's how we do it.
Are you on TikTok?
I spend more time watching things on TikTok. Okay. I do post the odd video there just to be present. Yeah, I guess. But it's
tried it out for like a few days, and it was just like I'm too old.
Totally different way of making content. Yeah, you have to be. It's not a lot of like high editing or anything like that. It's a lot of talking. Yeah. Actually, it's a lot of the thing you were saying about the close-ups from podcasts. It's a lot of that. And guys going, let me blow your mind right now. You know, but very different kind of platform. Yeah. Instagram works for me.
I'm getting too old for that, and feeling very old. And like, are you doing TikTok? Like, no.
Yeah.
But maybe
Instagram's the millennial platform.
Yes, I think. that's it. Works for us.
I think they're the people buying the the products I'm
Yes.
promoting. So
I think so too.
It works.
Great. We should wrap this up. There's some coffee left for you,
A bit left.
and I'll do some editing, and maybe we can do a collab post or whatever.
Oh yeah,
about
definitely. Yeah,
this. Remember me to take a photo of you when we stop the video.
we can.